Good morning. Thank you for joining with me for the meditation of lesson 238. Let's go ahead and start with a 2x breath. Sit with your back supported, head and neck free, eyes closed. Maybe do a few head rolls very gently to one side and then the other. And then in through the nose for a count of 2, out through the mouth for a count of 4, and repeat this 3 times. On my decision, all salvation rests. Father, your trust in me has been so great, I must be worthy. You created me and know me as I am. And yet you placed your Son's salvation in my hands and let it rest on my decision. I must be beloved of you indeed, and I must be steadfast in holiness as well, that you would give your Son to me in certainty that he is safe, who still is part of you, and yet is mine because he is myself. That's a capital S. Now move into a 3x breath if you have not already. In through the nose, nice and slowly for a count of 3. Out through the mouth for a count of 6. Do that 3 times and then go into the 4x breath. The 4x breath I think is the most important, so if you want to skip any, I would suggest not skipping the 4x breath. In through the nose for a count of 4, hold it for a moment, and then out through the mouth for a count of 8. I would repeat that throughout the silent meditation as often as you like, and concentrate on your breathing or the lesson of the day or a mantra of your choice. On my decision, all salvation rests. And so again today, we pause to think how much our Father loves us and how dear his Son, created by his love, remains to him whose love is made complete in him. On my decision, all salvation rests. On my decision, all salvation rests. We return to the theme of the power of our minds to choose, which is the central message of A Course in Miracles. The fate of the world rests on me, but this does not mean the world outside, because there is no world outside. This cannot be said too often, since I and the world are one. God's Son is one, and the world is nothing more than an outpicturing of the mind's thoughts. The world is saved when I change my mind. Indeed, everything here rests on this power to choose. This makes no sense from the perspective of the bodily experience that appears so real, but it is crystal clear when we step outside the dream with Jesus. Looking back on everything here, we literally see it all differently. What makes these words so difficult to understand, let alone apply, is that our desire to be a separated self tempts us to bring them into the dream instead of bringing our dream to the mind that is the source of these words. This is the challenge posed by the special relationship. To recognize in the seeming other the split off part of the mind's self. Reuniting the fragments of the sonship saves us all and removes the interference to remembering our true self. That's a capital S. Think again of this prayer Jesus says to God on our behalf, and it's from the text, chapter 28, section 4, paragraph 9. I thank you, Father, knowing you will come to close each little gap that lies between the broken pieces of your Holy Son. Your holiness, complete and perfect, lies in every one of them, and they are joined because what is in one is in them all. How holy is the smallest grain of sand when it is recognized as being part of the completed picture of God's Son. The forms the broken pieces seem to take mean nothing, for the whole is in each one, and every aspect of the Son is just the same as every other part. Thus, recognizing God's Son in one part allows us to remember Him in all. The whole is found in every part. And I'm going to end this with this reading from the Song of Prayer, where the words of love are put into the mouth of God Himself. Return to me who never left my Son. Listen, my child, your Father calls to you. Do not refuse to hear the call for love. Do not deny to Christ what is His own. Heaven is here, and heaven is your home. How lovely are you, child of holiness, how like to me, how lovingly I hold you in my heart and in my arms. Remember this, whatever you may think about yourself, whatever you may think about the world, your Father needs you and will call to you until you come to Him in peace at last. On my decision, all salvation rests. Thank you so much for joining with me. Have a beautiful day. I love you. I will see you tomorrow.